Hello all. Now I am going to discuss about second order system. In the last session we have discussed about response of first order system for unit step input. So we have discussed about generalized transfer function concept, zero order system and its example, first order system, transfer function example, and the first order system response for unit step input we have discussed, and we also defined time constant, time taken for the system to reach 63.2% of the maximum value is known as a time constant. Okay, now I am going to discuss about second order system. So this is a closed loop second order system with unit step input and its transfer function. If it is a closed loop system, its transfer function C of s by R of s is equal to G by 1 plus Gs. This is G by 1 plus G into H, G of s into H of s, like the C of s by R of s is equal to G of s by 1 plus Gs Hs. So here G is nothing but this one. Okay, so I have substituted here, and what is H of s? It is 1. So this is a transfer function I got. So here this is a standard form of closed loop transfer function for the second order system. C of s by R of s is equal to omega n square by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Okay, standard form of closed loop transfer function of second order system. So where omega n is undamped natural frequency, undamped natural frequency, radians per second, and zeta is damping ratio. Omega n is undamped natural frequency, zeta is damping ratio. So here the response of second order system or higher order system exhibits continuous and sustained oscillations, continuous and sustained oscillations about the steady state value of input, the steady state value of input with a frequency, and that frequency is known as omega n, that is undamped natural frequency, omega n radians per second. So here in the last session we have discussed about first order system and its response to the unit step input, right? So here this is the input first order system. I have given input step input, unit step input, and what is the output I got for the unit step input? This is the output I got. This is input and this is output for the first order system. Okay, here the output is raising like this. There is no oscillations while reaching the output to the input. It is nothing but steady state value from the transient response to the steady state response. While the output is reaching to the steady state response, there is no oscillations occurred, right, for the first order system. But what I am saying, in the second order system, the response of the second order system or any higher order system if we consider, there will be oscillations. So for the second order, third order or any other higher order if we consider, the response, the output always shows the oscillations when it is reaching the while it is reaching to the steady state value. Okay, so it is exhibiting continuous or sustained oscillations, means it is having some frequency. If we consider this one, it is, there is no oscillations, there is no repetitions of waveform. It is rising continuously, it is rising slowly like this, and it is reaching the steady state value. Okay, so here it is exhibiting sustained oscillations, continuous signal or sinusoidal signal, means it is exhibiting some frequency, and that frequency is known as undamped natural frequency, and that is represented by omega n. So this is omega n. That's why we are having omega n term in the transfer function. Omega n square by s square plus 2 zeta omega n is plus omega n square. Okay, only these two are the unknown terms, omega n and zeta. Now we have known what is omega n. We'll see what is zeta here. Okay, zeta is nothing but damping ratio. So now these oscillations in the response are damped to the steady state value of the input using appropriate damping methods. Okay, so here the system is exhibiting oscillations while it is reaching to the steady state value, and these oscillations should be decreased and it has to reach the steady state value. Okay, so how these oscillations will be damped to the steady state value? Damped is nothing but fixed here, or oscillations are reduced to the steady state value. How these oscillations are reduced? By using damping. Practically some zeta should be added to the system. Zeta is nothing but damping ratio. So this zeta should be added to the system such that the oscillations will be decreased. The magnitude of the oscillations are going on decreased and it will reach the steady state value. Okay. So the damping mathematically expressed as damping ratio zeta. Okay, so what is the need of, why we are having omega n and zeta in the standard form of transfer function? Means omega n is nothing but the output is having continuous oscillations with the frequency represented by omega n, and zeta is the damping ratio. It should be added to the system externally to bring the system to the steady state value. Okay, so here zeta is used to reduce the oscillations to the steady state value. So here zeta damping ratio is defined as the ratio of the actual damping to the critical damping. Actual damping to the critical damping. So here I can say that the response of the second order system depending upon the value of damping ratio here, because the system is having oscillations and these oscillations are depending upon the value of damping ratio. How much damping ratio, how much zeta is adding to the system externally will decide the oscillations, right? So depending upon the value of zeta, the oscillations will be reduced and the response will be reached to the steady state value. So depending upon damping ratio, the system response will reaches to the steady state value as soon. So here, depending upon the value of zeta, the system can be classified into the following cases. Okay, so here case 1. What is the first case? First case is undamped system. Okay, case 2, underdamped system. Case 3, critically damped system. Critically damped system. And fourth one is overdamped system. Okay, so for these 4 cases, what is the value of zeta? Here undamped zeta is equal to 0. Undamping means we are not adding any zeta value to the system. Okay, underdamped means the zeta value is in between 0 to 1 or less than 1. The critically damped system, zeta value 1. Overdamped system, zeta value greater than 1. So depending upon these zeta values, what are the roots we are getting for the second order system, we will see here. Because the response of the second order system depending upon the nature of the roots of the system. The nature of roots will depend upon discriminant. Discriminant is nothing but zeta here. Okay, here the response of the second order system depending upon the response is depending upon the nature of the roots. Nature of the roots depending upon the zeta value. Okay, so here C of S for the second order system, C of S by R of S is equal to omega n square by S square plus 2 zeta omega n into S plus omega n square. So here this is nothing but characteristic equation of the second order system. Characteristic equation of the second order system. Characteristic equation is nothing but this denominator, that is S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square equal to 0. Okay, now how to find out the roots? How to find out the roots? So here it is a quadratic equation and the roots of this equation, for the quadratic equation the roots can be calculated by using the formula minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, b means here 2 zeta omega n, so minus 2 zeta omega n plus or minus b square, this is whole square, so 4 zeta square omega n square minus 4 into a value is 1, c value is omega n square. 4ac by 2 into a, that is 2. Now I am taking 2 zeta omega n plus or minus. Here we can take 4 omega n square common. 4 omega n square. If I take that as a common, what I'll get? Zeta square minus 1 divided by 2. And I will bring this one outside the square root. Minus 2 zeta omega n plus or minus 2 omega n. So this is zeta square minus 1 by 2. And 2 will get cancelled. So what is the answer? Minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n into zeta square minus 1. So these are the roots S1 and S2. Okay, now we'll see the 4 cases: underdamped, undamped, critically damped and overdamped. So first case, when zeta equal to 0. Zeta equal to 0 for undamped system. If zeta is equal to 0, then the roots, what I will get? S1 and S2. If zeta equal to 0, okay, I will get here square root of minus 1. Square root of minus 1 means imaginary, z term will exist. So the roots plus or minus j omega n. This one is 0 and here I will get j here. So j omega n. Here the roots are purely imaginary. There is no real term existing, only imaginary term is existing. So for undamped system, the roots are imaginary. Next, second case, zeta equal to 1. If zeta equal to 1, it is 1. So minus omega n plus or minus 1 minus 1, it is 0. So this term will be totally 0. So I will get minus omega n. Now here in this case, the roots are real and equal. Roots are real and equal, and the system is critically damped system. And next case, when zeta is in between, okay, first I will consider zeta greater than 1, that is overdamped system. In the overdamped system, if zeta value is greater than 1, I will get the answer minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n under root of zeta square minus 1. If here the zeta value is greater than 1, and I will get plus or minus, if it is positive, zeta value is greater than 1. Okay, so if I do the subtraction here, I will get a positive value. There is no negative value, so I won't get any imaginary terms. Okay, so I will get only the real roots. Roots are real but unequal, right? One time we have to consider plus, another time we have to consider minus. So in this case, the roots are real and unequal in the overdamped case. So if I consider zeta is in between 0 to 1, okay, that is underdamped case. So here in this underdamped case, minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n under root of, so it is minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n. 0 less than zeta less than 1. In between 0 and 1 we have to consider. So if zeta is less than 1, here I am having 1 here. If zeta value is less than 1, if I do the square also, I won't get the value which is greater than 1. 0.5 whole square, I will get 0.5. 0.25. Okay, so 0.25 minus 1, here minus value will be present inside the square root, so that's why I'll get the imaginary term. Okay, so here I will get j term. So simply what I can write here, minus zeta omega n plus or minus so here what I am writing is, I will write here omega n into, I am taking minus 1 common, so I will get minus 1 minus zeta square. So minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n under root of minus 1 into under root of 1 minus zeta square. So minus zeta omega n plus or minus under root of 1, it is nothing but j omega n 1 minus zeta square. So minus zeta omega n plus or minus j into omega d. So here roots are complex conjugate and the system is underdamped system, where omega d is nothing but omega n into square root of 1 minus zeta square. So here omega n is undamped natural frequency, and what is omega d? Omega d is a damped frequency of oscillation. Okay, undamped natural frequency, damped frequency, and it is also calculated as radians per second. Okay, so this is about the second order system and the cases, very important cases. Thank you.